Uh, First of all, this is a cigarette. I roll my own, so YouTube, I'm not doing drugs. So most people are going to be watching this after the fact. So I'm in my garage, my loading bench area, so it looks horrible. This video is not glamorous because it is a simple idea of I want to bounce off people because I want to get a feedback. So I want to start designing it up in CAD. But first, I want to see what people think about it. I already sent an email to Mark Serbu. Me and him go back and forth on YouTube, but he's obviously a much more. Here, let me open live chat. He is a much more promising gun designer than I am, and doing it for longer. But I don't know if any of you watched Flannel Daddy's video he put out yesterday about his full auto Chris Vector 45, about how he can basically dump a 30 round magazine in under a second, which is cool. And a lot of us have seen full autos that can go, just dump magazines in real quick succession. And then if you look back at like the old 9 millimeter grease guns, or better yet, the 9 millimeter 45, that when you shoot, like if you watch the Jerry Mikulek, I can never pronounce his name right, where he shoots and then the cycler rate is doop 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 real slow. And, I was an M249 saw gunner in the military, and if you had the long barrel, you had the adjustable gas system where you could change the cyclet rate via the gas system. Now, for the M249, that worked great because it was easy accessible because the gas system was located on the bottom of the firearm, and it was easy to get to. Now, for gas piston systems, that works great. Some of them have a something that comes out the back you can easily adjust. But the question is the most popular firearm in the world right now is, well, I should say in the world, but North America and parts of the world is the AR-15, the M16, the M4, and the variants thereof, which are usually direct impingement. And because of that, you can adjust the gas system to an extent, but because it's a really limited gas system, that doesn't change the cycler rate as well as you would for a gas piston system. So my idea, morning Brent, my idea is, so this is specifically for like military use, or if we ever get full autos for new builds allowed other than for specific uh, licensing here in America, is a cyclet rate device that is on the. I can't show it because it's a live stream. It's stupid. I can't show firearms. But on the selector switch, you had an AR-15. So basically, you'd be like safe, semi-automatic. Then the next selector would be full auto, but it would be a slow rate full auto, and then a higher rate. And you're thinking, well, how would you do that? Well, if you look at anyone who builds a full auto 1022, the only way to be able to make that possible is you have to add weights to the bolt to slow it down. Otherwise, it shoots so quickly the magazines cannot keep up. In fact, if you watch any full auto 22, usually they use the 10 rounds or the short magazines because that's the only thing that has enough spring compression. You can't run the drums, you can't run the 30 plus round magazines. They just can't keep up because the springs aren't stiff enough. So I had an idea of running a bolt that has a detachable weighting system or some type of pneumatic buffering system that allows it so when you have it in the first position, it locks the weighting system to the bolt itself. That slows down the cycler rate. And you got to think in combat, that's a good idea. Let's say you want full auto, but you don't necessarily want to drop a magazine worth of rounds real quickly, especially for the military or even law enforcement. And I support law enforcement to some degree, like SWAT teams and so on, and the special tactical teams having full autos. I don't think every street cop should have a full auto because they don't get enough experience firearms training to be able to do it. But some special occasions where you can lay down a slow cover fire where you're dropping enough rounds to be able to, make that 30 round magazine last so you can have a partner do overwatch or, cover your fire. One guy moves ready, set, cover, so on and so on. But at the same time, there might be a situation where you need to be able to shoot much faster. Let's say you have someone who's behind a car door, someone who's barricaded, and you want to drop as many rounds as possible as quick as you can, where you can just flick that switch one more lever over that has a disconnector that drops down, that disconnects the bolt from that weighted system, that allows the bolt to move freely from the weighted system so it can shoot more quickly. I don't know. Ideas, leave them in the comments section, because I'm going to start rendering this in CAD. And I wanted to see if other people think this is a smart idea, or if I'm just overcomplicating something that's already there. So leave it in there, and I will see what people think. Have a good morning. Bye.